We're all like rushing, go, oh yeah, the box. That's what I was doing. Hey,
look how expensive this was.
Mine's a little squishy.
Mine was, look at that, $32.94 at this.
Oh wow,
way back then.
Mine is not for use for with Intellivision too. A big sticker right there on there. Is everybody? Yeah, everybody's got the sticker. All right. So ZAXXON. Woo-hoo-hoo. Gentlemen, ZAXXON. I mean, the ZAXXON that's not really ZAXXON, but it's a. So Pete, was that you or was that Lance that said that? That said if you go in. Okay, so in my video I said it was you, but
I watched your video. In my video, I talked about Lance saying it too.
So. Yeah, that's right. I saw that afterwards.
Yeah. And Lance is very right. I mean, if you didn't even freaking call this anything to do with ZAXXON, oh, that's not a bad like river raid type game.
Yeah, right.
Great, you know? And
you might even go, oh, that kind of looks like ZAXXON, but like that would be about it.
But you know, it's like, but you call it ZAXXON, and first thing you say is that's not ZAXXON.
What's happening? Live in the moment. Chris Gordon, what's going on? Very curious to see what ZAXXON look like. It looks different, but it's not as bad as I thought, to be honest. It's not as bad as I thought. Speaking of the man, Lance Jennings, what's going on?
Lance.
Astro, smash the like button. Please do. Please do. ZAXXON, Zax off. Kurt Bradshaw in the house. Hello, fellow amigos. PJ, what's happening? I played it on my modded Intellivision, by the way. And good evening, fellow Amiconians and Zaxxonians. I got my gin and popcorn ready for the show. Sam Adams, Oktoberfest engaged.
Do you float the popcorn in the gin?
Oh, that's not a bad idea, huh? I don't know. No. David Camacho in the house. I drank my last of my Oktoberfest yesterday. I'm going to have to go get more. Hopefully they have some since they released them at the end of July.
So you finished your Oktoberfest stuff before October.
I sure did. Salvador in the house, of course. What's going on? Flyleaf. How's it going? 1968 Camaro in the house. Not quite ZAXXON, call it Zax. Brian F. What's happening? That's funny. Yeah, so I mean, I did a couple, excuse me, I did a couple practice runs, and then I was like, okay, I'll go for it, but I didn't think I did too bad. Eventually, later on, I learned that, although it didn't help one bit, to be honest, as far as the controls, that the altitude meters on the side will change color to the ship you can shoot.
Oh,
so
really?
If you put it all the way down, it turns burgundy, or purple, you hit those things on the bottom. And then it goes like halfway up, it turns red, and all the way up is yellow. So you can hit all those, each level it goes. Was it 4 different levels or 3 different levels?
But the things come at you so fast.
Yeah, you couldn't regulate it.
All it really does is make sure you get to the right height to run into it.
Yeah, you can't. It doesn't matter either way. Yeah, all you're doing is avoiding stuff. And I noticed the hit detection, like it's almost like a right before it gets to it, it'll explode you just knowing that you're already in that vicinity, and that was a little hard to get used to, but eventually you kind of learned it. But
it just jumps right at that last second for what you think is enough time to get out of the way, and then bang.
Yeah, I figured out early on that the purple ones are on the ground, yellow are way up high. But then the other ones, I was like, oh, they're just somewhere in between. I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's what I was like, okay, I get the very top, I get the very bottom, but I don't know what's going in between. I have no clue how to do those. And every once in a while you hit one and go, oh, hey, I got that one. Yes. Those got to be high points then for ones you can barely hit. I didn't even look at the manual. Mine's open.
All I know is I got 1,000 points for that satellite. So every time I saw that, I was like, that's all I'm going for.
I like how I pull out the manual now that I'm done playing it.
I sent a copy to Jeff and to the guys in the stream there. Just Lance sent him a scan copy that I made.
Look at that. I love how they put the actual, looks like a drawing from the real ZAXXON.
Yeah.
But it looks nothing like that. It's just riddled with that type of stuff. Okay, yeah. Yeah, those other ones. Okay, ZAXXON, Robot ZAXXON's worth 5,000. ZAXXON missiles are worth 1,000. Oh, okay. So to be honest, the fuel tank's 300. That's a low score, but the radar towers are 1,000 points. So those are the ones you really want, and those are easier to hit.
Yeah.
Everything else is low points, like all those other like yellow and red ships.
Yeah.
Huh.
Hey, I think before I forget, because I'm apt to forget for sure, but I'd like to wish special Intellivision guy a happy birthday today, and that's Joe Zabicek. It's his birthday today, so happy birthday to Joe Z. Who, of course, if you don't know who Joe Z is, he's probably one of the very, very, very biggest names in the Intellivision homebrew scene. Made Fortress a few years ago, the very first released homebrew game, and what else did he make? A couple other ones, and of course the LTO Flash, and he's got the Joe Z boards as well, the JBF boards or whatever they're called, something like that. That make bigger games. So his birthday today, so I thought that was worth mentioning.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. That Dorkside said he's sipping on gin and juice, laid back. Yeah, we got to do the poll for next week. I've been a little late on it. Nova Blast or Lock and Chase? That'd be interesting. Jeff, you got Nova Blast?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, we can add that in there. That'd be something different.
How about one of these?
Oh, and Happy Trails and Beam Rider.
Yeah, it's got something on the back of
it. News. We should be getting news this week, maybe tomorrow, as far as Amico goes. ZAXXON commercial Papa Pete shared was classic, especially with the coming soon to Intellivision. Well, yeah, it said coming soon to the other two, but it shows the gameplay from ColecoVision. So you're like, this is gonna look great.
Yeah.
Happy NTV birthday to you. Oh yeah, we still got Carnival too. Okay, let me set this up. So, oops. Okay. So next game.
Hey Pete, I was showing Chuck beforehand. My Beam Rider is upside down.
That's weird.
Yeah,
right?
It should be like that. I was taking a look at it. You can see the indentations where the screws are.
Right.
I don't know if you can see them. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And there's no more, so it wasn't like it got peeled off and put back on.
True.
That's weird.
What was I gonna say?
All right, pulls up. We got a Carnival, Beam Rider, Lock and Chased, and we added Nova Blast.
Oh boy.
Perfect.
So that's going to be an interesting one. I can't even remember the last time I played Nova Blast. I played it, but I don't remember too much of it. I remember you almost look like isn't he like a little bullet and you just kind of shoot? It's like a little shooter kind of thing. I can't remember.
It's like Defender. It's a very
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Beam Rider Go Game Go variant.
What is it about you and upside down games anyway? For Pete's sake,
I don't know.
Have you guys played the Popeye game? And it was yeah, I think I saw John Riggs playing it. And
on the Switch.
It was not that great. It was like really. It just didn't look like there was much to it.
No, it was like all was throwing
fun.
hearts, and he just ran around a 3D environment collecting the hearts. That was it, really.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't even look. It just didn't look like it would be a Switch game, to be honest. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, they threatened to sue him, by the way.
Did the whoever owns Popeye?
The developer, because he had some harsh words for the game, and so it was kind of a weird situation.
Threatened to sue John Riggs, yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard of that before.
Oh, because he kind of that's like he was ripping on it a bit or whatever, and he's like I didn't say it was. Then he had to do like another video. I think I remember
changed
that.
the thumbnail on the first video just to make them happy because they didn't want any problems with them.
I'm sorry, but if that's your opinion, that's your. I mean,
there's nothing to sue over.
Yeah,
it did look pretty bad.
It'd be funny if like the judge was a gamer and he's like, come on, this looks pretty bad. He's like, I'm gonna have to throw this out. Mystic Seer, Amico news is always bad. No, it's supposed to be good news, man. It's supposed to be good news. I guess we'll find out hopefully tomorrow, hopefully before the show on Wednesday. but we'll definitely be discussing it. Yeah, Riggs gave it a bad review at first. He basically redacted his review. Yeah, we all know, though. You can just look at it when he's playing it the first time. Big Block Plymouth says, television ZAXXON box is misleading. Yep, hints at the isometric view, but is really just behind. Exactly. You're right, man. Oh, here. See, I told you that Go Game Aquarium would be active in the chat. Hello, everyone. I'm not on the screen tonight. That's sad. That's, I feel bad.
That's the best day ever.
Oh, man. I'm gonna give the Go Game Aquarium some support there in chat. There we go.
Oh, Go Game Aquarium has a video out.
Really?
Yes, go check it out.
Oh, let's check it out. Yeah, hold on. Let me pull it up. This is gonna be great.
No need.
It's very short, so it won't take very long.
Oh my God! It has its own channel, which is from the Tales from the Top Shelf. Oh, this is gonna be epic. This is gonna be epic. Where are we at here? There, Go Game Aquarium. Share. Oh man. Wow. I can hear that filter the water inside too. PlayStation Mini.
The Mini doesn't have the original sleeve on it because Amazon slapped a big receipt on it, the shipping label on it, I should say. Ruined it.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah, when they delivered my Turbo Mini, it was right. It was literally on the porch looking just like that. Like they didn't put any box on it.
Luckily for mine, they put that in a box. But
yeah,
I would have really been pissed off about the TurboGrafx one. I didn't really care about the PlayStation Mini.
What do you feed those fish? To CC Metal. Oh, Brian says turn your TV at a 45-degree angle to get that ZAXXON isometric angle back.
Good answer.
That Go Game Aquarium video should be considered for an Emmy. I think John Hancock said his Yar's Revenge review was sponsored. I can't trust a sponsored review, to be honest. Yeah.
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 I have issues with that too, where I do reviews of games like for Television Collector and stuff like that, and he does help my channel. But I mean, at the end of the day, you just got to be held to be responsible.
Yeah, I mean, you could always say, "Hey, this isn't for me, but it's not bad," or something like that.
Yeah.
There's certain ones I don't think are terrible. Just another viewer. What's happening, man? Hancock. Oh, this is Hancock and 8-Day Air both have Yar's Revenge. So those are all sponsored by Atari then, and then they just get it for free. But do they get it for free? If they don't get it for free, I think then it could be, you could say whatever you want. But if they get it for free, then of course they're going to be biased on it.
Well, I assume they get it for free and they get paid since it's sponsored. I don't know how that works, but I would think so. Otherwise, what good's a sponsorship if you're not getting paid?
Yeah. Go Game Aquarium channel now has one more subscriber. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, they got free downloaded codes. I mean, I'm pretty biased on the Intellivision stuff too. I'll throw an honest thing out there. Of all my homebrews, and this isn't a knock on this because obviously any collector would be happy to have this because it's.
Yeah.
I would say the one that was the weirdest and kind of not for me, but I love the way the box art is, and I think it's the funniest concept of anything ever made. But I don't think it's the greatest. But it's this Hotel Bunny.
Yeah, really.
It's just it's a round after round. You're just going bunnies to get to a hotel. It's the weirdest. It's just so fast. It's like boop, like you're done. That's one round. You know, like just running across something. But it's funny because you got the hound dog just chasing after. It's just the weirdest named homebrew and the weirdest cover art that I've ever seen.
I've played it on Brews before, huh? See
what
the hell is that?
Yeah, right. Like that's really a game?
Not a whole lot to it, is there?
I mean, but I don't hate it. I really like that. Like I like the look. I mean, that looks like the way the box and everything is like a Mattel box and everything. But yeah, it's just such an odd game.
Pete, what was the homebrew you played that was Christmas based a few weeks ago?
I played Helly.
No, you did Christmas Carol. You did Christmas Carol.
Yeah, that's it. Christmas Carol.
Oh, I did play a Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's right. That's the one thing. The Helly has a Christmas mode as well. And then Christmas Carol, it's free. It's a free ROM now. I don't have a box copy. I'd love to have a box copy, just like you, Chuck. You'd love to have one too. I know.
Oh yeah.
But it is at least a free ROM, so it's on my Ultimate Flashback.
That game.
Yeah, that's one I strive to own. Every year there's one list. I think there's one listed right now for about $400. But I mean, that's $400 for a freaking game, you know. Jeff, you got to put a plushy fish in the aquarium to broaden the illusion. Oh, that's not a bad idea.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Or maybe get a second one, you know, next to it and just kind of build from there with the fish and then the yeah, for that wall. That way each camera, no matter where you're at in the house, you're always going to see an aquarium. That's the thing.
Maybe like some kind of glass connector between the two aquariums.
Dan Ruff, what's happening? What's happening? I'm not too happy, Slappy. See, Go Game Aquarium says, now you know you love me. What's up, TJC, ladies and gents? Yeah, well, anyways, let's get into some ZAXXON. I want to see Jeff's because I haven't watched Jeff's yet.
Yeah,
and his title of it is Do I actually like ZAXXON?
I didn't think it was bad. I mean, it's not a great game by any means, but
right, it really isn't. I think we talked it down so much.
Well, see,
I think we didn't think we'd like it.
For me is I'm not a fan of the original ZAXXON, so it's, you know, having it like this was no big deal for me. I thought I was doing pretty good until I saw both of your scores, and I was like, "Whoops!" I want to watch these levels on the sides because I didn't even notice they were changing colors.
Yeah, see, right now they're at the purple, so you could shoot any of those purple things.
Man, these walls come up on you fast.
They do, huh?
I noticed too, like it has the dip in the center of the cutout, but you can just go over the wall no matter where you're at. It seems like.
A lot of them, yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't even notice it.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about it. It's like you almost weren't even there yet, but it already made you explode. Like, so it's like, I don't know. I guess it's depending on the perspective or whatever.
I agree with that, PJ. It auto-fire.
I feel like that on a lot of shooters. If I'm going to shoot nonstop anyway, just give me the option to auto-fire.
Here we go. What's up now? Oh, look at this.
I came for ZAXXON, lose the aquarium. I like this part here.
Oh yeah, this part was really fun.
I was like, man, it was like a cool shooter, man.
Yeah.
I wish there was more of that. Actually, I don't even think the original ZAXXON doesn't have this part, right? Well, I mean, none of this is really from the original. So
it has. This is a section like they have in between, but it's just in between asteroids. It's
oh, okay.
It's an isometric point of view of fighters from a much more difficult to hit the fighters in the real version than this version.
Did either of you ever come close to running out of fuel?
Yes.
See, I didn't, but I was shooting everything burgundy because it was the easiest.
Yeah, I mean, I was shooting them, but I don't think I ever came close to.
My alarms started going off. It's like, what the blaze is that? And it's like, oh, it's the fuel, and I had my fuel go down and turned red.
Come on now. Hit something. Hit something.
I couldn't hit anything but the purple ones.
Like there, you could have just flown over the wall.
Oh, right. Yeah, you don't have to really go over the.
11,900.
So
Yeah, there's a boss robot at the very end. So you did 11,000. Okay. Now, let's see. We'll throw mine on, I guess, next. So we always get to see that HDMI screen from Pete's. Well, but then we get to see my RCA modded one too. So what, Jeff? Do you plug in? Is that you just plug in through coaxial cable?
yeah,
So that
we
still
got
looks
that
good.
you know that little plug.
Yeah.
I just gotta shoot with my phone because my setup for that's in a different room, unfortunately.
Be honest, like Pete said, if you pretend like shut up, Chuck. All right, there we go. It was Lance that said it. I was wrong. Said if you think of it as just a space shooter, it's a good game. I think this is like my first run. I think I did a practice run. Maybe not. I don't know. I can't remember. Yeah, I couldn't. That's when I didn't realize it was the different altitudes. I'm like, why am I not able to shoot those? Oh, right into the radar ish.
Nice, got both of them.
Ugh. Yeah, my fuel's like huge, man. I didn't even come close to like losing any.
Well, thankfully those are on the ground, making them easy to get.
Yeah, that's kind of what all I was doing. Okay, that was my. Let me go to my final run. I don't know how many I did here. Hold on.
What's the point of the indentation on the wall if you can just fly over it?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Are there some walls where you have to are tall enough that you have to go through that little?
The ones at the beginning and end, yes,
Okay.
definitely.
Okay, that should be my final one. I like the little boss battle with the ZAXXON the robot. Yeah, I need to move my. I need to plug it. I have it plugged in on a monitor, but it's like a cheap little small 20-inch one up here, and some of the darker colors I can't see. So then I switch back to my OBS view when I'm recording. But that does give a great picture, though. That's just OBS kind of grains it out a little bit, but it really is a great picture on this modded NTV. Yeah, it's not a bad. It's like I don't even know what to compare it to. I was like, it's like Beam Rider if a bunch of stuff was moving and coming at you on a track, like because all you're really doing, you think about it, is going back and forth. I mean, you do get the up and down, but that was a terrible crash right there. 13,000.
At least when you crash into something, you get the points for it, though, too.
Exactly.
That's a good thing. Cause I'm always like, well, at least I got him. Like I might have dive bombed him, but at least he died too. It wasn't a waste. Wow. Yeah, here he is. Good old ZAXXON. When I first came up to him, I was hitting him on the base, just two, and then he started shooting that missile, and it like heat seeks and follows you, and it's so hard to kind of get away from it. Then they start shooting at you, which I didn't realize. So I just learned now that they shoot. Wow, that was so 19,600. But was it enough? Was it enough to beat Pete? That's what we're about to find out. We're about to find that out next. Back from the dead. What's happening? What's happening, dude? Super Mega Graphics 64. What's up, gangsters? Kamikaze points, exactly. Haven't played the Intellivision version, but this feels very much like the Atari 2600 version. So I've never seen the Atari 2600. The Space Raid is what I think I would love to get a hold of one day if I could find it. That looked like a cool version. Still not perfect, but at least it looks more like a ZAXXON game.
So is ZAXXON Intellivision's? What was I going to say? It's basically ZAXXON Intellivision's Pac-Man for Atari, where everyone was excited to get it, and then it was a big disappointment.
Well, I don't think so, because remember the Atari come out. That was the first home console, so everybody's waiting for it right from the arcade to the 2600, and it was like major crash. With ZAXXON, this was already out for the ColecoVision and such. Everybody had already seen that, and I don't know how many people were really excited for ZAXXON coming out anyway. By that point, it was fairly old. Like, it's not like this was the first home release or anything, so I don't think it had the same effect. And plus, it came out on the Atari was the exact same thing on the Atari 2600, basically. So I wouldn't put it in the caliber of disappointment as that. But for somebody who's really anticipating ZAXXON, whether it's Atari or Intellivision, they are definitely disappointed.
Yeah, Lance says Donkey Kong on the Intellivision is a bigger disappointment.
I agree 100%, Lance.
Yeah. I still love the green ape though. I made that shirt that has the green ape on it and just says thanks, Coleco. Yeah. Is that Dork Side, or is that a like an alt account? Not so super unmega graphics 69. I believe someone is not, as long as it's not a troll. I always thought ZAXXON sounded like the name of a dollar store's clothes detergent. Yeah, throw a little ZAXXON in there. It'll get that stain right out. That's funny. PJ asks, are ROM copies available of all the released homebrews pretty much? I'm pretty sure most of them are. I don't know all of them, but...
not Electrolyte titles, typically.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
A lot of the Electrolyte titles you can buy ROMs, but not for your Ultimate Flashback. They're coded specifically to the LTO ROM, like with the serial number, and they'll only work on that. That way, if they get distributed, they're no good to anybody. But it's all for copy protection. But some because the programmers themselves release a lot of them. That's how come we can get the good enough, right? You can't get Gore if you can't get Death Race, but you get the good enough, those 3 CollectorVision titles, because Carlos Madruga is the programmer and he's selling it on Luke's website. But otherwise, very difficult to get some of them. Electrolyte is the big one. They typically cannot get.
Oh, it was Dark Side. Okay. Slappy says, what's the running score of all the Intellivision channel challenges you do? I predict Papa Pete has a very healthy lead. Yeah, I would say so. I would say he's probably got the 90% lead.
Got to get 2.
So I think I only have 2 wins out of all these.
Too much. Like, oh, I thought I was done there. Nice.
Yeah, Pete, you were doing really good. I don't know if it's that Ultimate Flashback looking so good, or
fire at random, and then things are coming on the screen and getting hit by the bullets that you fired. Like,
my level.
and missed with the first thing.
Trying to think of wonder how much of those were per points. Because those green ones, they seem a little easy. It's this part just seems easier to hit.
Absolutely, it is. Yeah,
200
points each.
200.
Yep, yeah. 200. Yep.
Back up top. We're going to the second asteroid now, so I gotta hit the hole. This is all the ZAXXON. Nice.
Well, you got that. You got that diamond or UFO.
Fired at the right time is just fluke, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Your fuel was going out. That's crazy.
I've never seen that before. Wow. This fuel bag. Yep. Nice.
At first, I was like, does it have something to do with the ship you hit? Did it drain fuel, or?
I don't think so. I think it had been going for quite a while. Then across in between the asteroids, there's no fuel. And I think that's where it get drained out, right?
And you know what? You've only crashed once. That's probably why, because you went so long without crashing. See, I crashed like 2 times by the time I made it, or 3 times by the time I made it to the second asteroid.
And the key with ZAXXON is hit the missile, and it's not easy.
Beam Rider is the new Burger Time.
Okay.
So we doing Mr. Do next week? Oh, I'd love to.
Here's the missile.
I'll be screaming at it.
I got him once.
Yeah.
I got him. Holy crap, I got him. You have to hit the missile before he shoots it.
By Sega, put out by Coleco on Intellivision.
It can move around.
Oh, Pete's gonna get 20,000. Look, he's got 3.
I know, he's already.
Oh,
Yeah, because I did 19,000 and something.
Okay, well, I get
19,006, okay.
Wow,
Yeah, I
that's
see.
close
It
now.
almost makes you think you can get it, and then
Keep doing that, it won't.
Yeah.
That'd be great. You get over that?
Oh,
Get hitting! That thing's firing.
19.2.
Whoa, okay,
1960. Tied you.
yep. And he's beat me.
Oh.
I knew that was coming.
There we go. All right.
Second round.
Fire.
Did you get another ship at 20?
Oh, no, we're over 20,000. I consider this a friggin' victory already.
Yeah, I think so.
Because you get one at 10, right?
Did it just give me one?
I think so. I think it just did.
Whoa,
Oh.
down there. Okay, one more man. Find it on these levels as well. It sort of restricts your motion up and down. It's very strange. Oh, so now all of a sudden open up, I can go vertical again. So I'm going on to the new asteroid.
Third asteroid, man.
Actually, this will be the one with ZAXXON again, but I'm on the last one. Partly. Oh, I can buy it. Don't know how.
Oh, man.
Okay. That it? Game over? 22,300.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm pretty happy with that result.
Wow, man. That was an epic run. That was cool. That was really cool.
Saber just said it didn't look like I got
Yeah,
one at
I didn't think it did either, but I think you get one at 10. I just assumed you get one at 20, but it didn't look like it. So I think you had one ship showing before and after.
Nice run. It didn't. Oh, that's what he's talking. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, it did not look like you got an extra man. Okay, gotcha. Just get rid of that. All right. Yeah. So you beat us again. So right now on the poll for the next game. Oh wow, Lock and Chase at 38%. Beam Rider right behind with 31. Carnival and Nova Blast, not much love. Carnival a little more love than Nova Blast, which I would expect it to be the other way around. But an iMagic game against a Carnival, a Coleco game. Oh, Carnival went up 22% now. So 37, 30, and 22. Keep the votes coming in. We only got 27 votes in. We'll let it go for a little bit. Yeah, Nova Blast would be kind of neat to play. I wouldn't mind playing that.
I haven't even played it yet. I did pick it up because it was in a Magic game. So I figured it must be fairly decent.
Yeah, I don't think there's really a bad Magic game. I've never played Fathom. I'm trying to remember what that. What is Fathom? Weren't we talking about that last week?
Yeah, it's the one where you're a dolphin and a seagull, and you're trying to
That's what it is. Okay.
get
I
the
think I had it on my.
rescue Neptune's daughter or something, the mermaid.
Yeah, it was. I couldn't figure it out. I had it on an emulator on the Raspberry Pi, and I tried to I tried to pull it up and or tried to play it, and I didn't understand what I had to do. But the chips
You're gonna ask.
all dressed.
And I said last week, I think, to somebody asked what the chips were. I said they're St. Louis dollar store all dressed chips. We talk about all dressed chips, but they're actually from the grocery store, right, Jeff?
They're from the grocery store, our main grocery store.
One of these days, I'll get hungry during a stream or something. I'll crack them open.
Fathom on Intellivision is pricey. Yeah, it did not award another ship at 20,000. Man, yeah. Anyways, so yeah, it was interesting to play ZAXXON, and that's another thing. There is a few games on my shelf that I might have popped in once or looked at, but never really got to playing, and so that was kind of neat to have something different. Another one I don't think I own, but I haven't really got to playing is River Raid. Oh wait, no, I don't have River Raid, do I? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I haven't really played River Raid and Happy Trails too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be really cool. Next week's challenge is Elden Ring, programmed by Carl Wisberger. Yes, that would be cool. We should each get a one of the new. I mean, I don't know, although I got to wait because I don't have the funds right now. But we should each get one of those one of the newer homebrews sometime this year and do a homebrew challenge.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind getting I really want to get that Vanguard. I'm gonna have to I'm still waiting to get some money for that. But it's so they're so worth it though. Tell Coco that Jon Snow says what's up. He's watching and pawing at her on the screen. That's
She's
awesome.
gonna admire her. Here's another one here.
Need to get Dracula. Yeah, I need that. I know. Yeah, Jeff's got it. Does anyone like Dragonfire? I have Dragon. Do I have Dragonfire? Yeah. Yeah, of course I do. I haven't really played that one much.
I'm not a big Dragonfire fan. I find it repetitious.
Yeah, because it's just got what, the 2 or 3 screens, is it? You do the run at the beginning from the castle.
And run around and get the stuff.
Yeah, that's what it is.
In order to go back and run across the bridge and run around the room and get all the stuff. And if you do that, then you get to go back and run across the bridge and run around the room.
Right. So I guess that would be probably the weirdest one. That and Truckin', I think, is probably the weirdest Magic games that I, Did you guys ever do skiing, faster slopes, and give her faster time? Yeah, I really actually, I enjoy skiing. I like Super Pro skiing because it's a little faster. But yeah, I do like that. We will be putting together a sports one, and we can always do that before we get through other games too. Rhea, what's happening? Thanks for stopping in. Coco was hilarious in the Papa Pete ZAXXON video. Is that the one where you kept clawing on the mic or grabbing the mic? Oh no, that was the bubbles, the thought bubbles.
For my it's not even anamorphic. That's what I call it. Anamorphic point of view instead of isometric. And it's anthropomorphic. No, anthropomorphic for. I can't remember. What's the game? It's a anthropomorphic force.
Ooh,
so
yeah.
Mixing up anthropomorphic. And
I would like to get that.
Coming up with anamorphic.
That looks like a great homebrew, man. I would love to get that.
Yeah, I don't have that one or Ninja Odyssey. They both look really good.
Yeah, I've never actually seen a gameplay of a Ninja Odyssey. I've seen like a screenshot. Yeah, Venture would be cool. Hilarious Coco inserts. I want to see you guys play Mario Party.
I've got it. 15 different versions.
The last version is really, really good. It's got great online.
I do not have that one.
Have a God, what's happening?
That was really good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Have you done bowling? No, we haven't done bowling yet. Maybe next week. Maybe next week it's time to do some sports ones.
Yeah,
we'll have to put. Well, maybe we'll do a. Bowling's definitely going to have to be in there. Maybe bowling, golf, and what sports games do you have, Jeff?
Oh shoot, let's see.
I didn't even think about that. I figured that out first. Well, they're all real cheap, anyways. All those.
I have bowling.
Okay.
What was the other one you said?
What about PGA golf or chip shot golf? Any of those?
I have PGA golf.
Okay. Auto racing.
Yes, auto racing.
Okay.
And what's that?
You have skiing.
Yes, skiing.
We can't do baseball unless it's one player. You wouldn't by chance have championship baseball or big league baseball, would you?
I think you have World Championship Baseball, Jeff, because I think I sent it to you.
Yes, I do.
We could definitely do that. Okay.
But that's pretty rough to do one player.
Yeah, I mean that's a long game.
You know, who can win 157-0? You know.
So maybe next week we'll do bowling, golf, auto racing, and skiing, and see. And so we'll do one.
Chuck, you better win bowling.
Yeah, I will. Hands down, I will.
Oh, wait a minute. Are we doing a show next week? It's a holiday.
Is it? What's the hell? Oh, what holiday is coming up?
Labor Day.
Labor Day. Well, I don't work, so I guess it's not really going to matter. It's just another day for me. So,
yeah, I mean, I'm off that day anyway.
I'm good to go. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Not going away.
Okay, yeah, I'm good. But if you guys, we didn't have to if you didn't want to.
Yeah.
But, sorry, missed you, Pete. Blame it on the wife.
We almost got together this weekend. I was down around the area. Him and I have been talking. He's here in Atlantic, Canada as well, about 6 hours away. And I was down that neck of the woods and went to one of the stores that he and I had talked about that I got to stop at, and he couldn't make it out that night. There's something going on. I only stopped in for a few minutes because then I had a 6-hour drive home afterwards. But pretty cool. Fellow.
We didn't do Venture yet. We haven't done Venture yet, right?
Venture we have not done. But Jeff doesn't have Venture.
Either do I. I used to. I have it
Maybe
somewhere.
Jeff
I just don't know. I had a car. I can easily grab a cartridge though up at the store.
Oh, Pete, I do have Venture.
That's like a $2 cartridge. Shouldn't be more than $5.
Yeah, I got a loose
card. So skiing on the highest difficulty. Make that one of your weekly challenges. If someone picks skiing for next week, we're going to do a sports pack. So it'll be skiing, auto racing, bowling, and golf, and we'll see which one we get. And then we'll just keep going down for those 4 because I think those are the 4 sports games that we can, pretty much play as one player, and it'll be not as long, I guess. Maybe the golf one will be a little long, but we can maybe only do like a couple holes, like 4 holes or something like that, and see how we do. But yeah, skiing would be awesome too, and highest difficulty would be a great way to do it too. Was the Blue Moon drink you had there? It was right here. I got an empty one sitting here. It's Moon Haze. It's like a 5.7%. It's but it's a little bit almost like a piney, like a little bit of an IPA, but not really, more citrusy, but it has like that bitter taste. Like what I'd like is to have it either on draft or put it in a glass with squeeze an orange in there just to kind of cut that bitterness out a little bit. But it's not bad. It's pretty good. I finished the 12-pack I had. Yeah, bowling I think would be amazing. It would definitely be amazing.
And
yeah, it's a good one.
There's actually this little sneak preview of the Any Homebrew Spotlight, the news and Spotlight coming up this weekend. There is a new Super Pro Bowling.
Wait, what?
There is a brand new Super Pro Bowling. That's your sneak preview with other games as well available, and it is free for download, ROM only from the ROM's Vault in Intellivision.us.
All right, I'm going to have to get a friggin' LTL flash now. That sold me right there. I will spend the money for the LTL flash to get that.
I'll have more details. I was talking to Dave Harley yesterday to get stuff ready. It's going to be, my goal is to release the August edition. I always do it like after the month's over, I'll get the release out. We're going to have a special, the August release. My goal is to have it released on Saturday, September 4th, because it's very likely that I'm going to be following it up with a live stream with special news from the 2022 Intellivision Homebrew Awards and special guests on the live stream explaining the new process for this year. So I'm hoping the 4th and the 6th. We'll see if it ends up that way, but there's some good Intellivision Homebrew news coming down the pipe, especially dealing with the awards, plus more stuff and more things to announce and more games coming that we don't even know about yet. So it's going to be something else. I think it's going to be a good couple weeks. But Super Pro Bowling is now available from Intellivision.
Oh, so okay, you said you have more details. I'll wait for the details. I'm guessing, is it graphically looking the same, or are they doing it?
Graphically looks the same. He's changing some of the gameplay options, making left-handers. Some of the slower, more monotonous gameplay he's taking, and he's tweaking. I've not played it yet. When I say more, I'll talk about bowling right now. I'm going to talk about bowling in the show too, but bowling is not the only game that he's told me about. There'll be more in that.
See, was there any plans for an in-box version of that?
No, I don't believe there are right now.
Oh my God, that would be like I'd buy like 5 of them just to put out. I'm crazy like that.
But those things, it's very expensive when you get into the publishing. Doesn't mean they're not going to happen, because there is a massive demand. Everybody said, I want the bowling one. They could work something out. I'm sure they would do it, but it's a different kettle of fish. They could really release these ROMs quite easily and sell them for $10 a piece, as opposed to going through the whole process of creating the physical components. And that's much more involved, right? And much more expensive for everybody involved, right?
Yeah, what would be cool though is if someone, and I like the community would be willing. So say you bought the ROM, but you wanted something for your shelf. What about just a box? What about manufacturing like a little run of just boxes for some of these ROM games?
Well, in the past, there has been different people who are sort of, because it's like anything else, right? Once you've learned how to create the first box and make it right, and the perspectives and how to print it stuff, the second, the third, the fourth, they only get easier. And so there's some people who are just experts at it. They've made complete box sets of games that never existed that are kind of neat. Look at the Atari soft boxes for all the games that were never released that may have been.
Yeah.
Right? If they had kept going. It's really something else.
Lance says Super Pro Bowling. The Super Pro Bowling replaced the Treasure of Tarman-eyed bowling ball. That was unique, dynamic in the original. It was, because those little edges of the football, or the Stewie head, or whatever you want to call it, that rolled down the thing. It really would hit a pin on the side. If you had to like a close call, it was helped. I still to this day don't understand why they did that. I understand they're trying to make something roll, but you have it round when he's holding it, but then when he goes to throw it, all you had to do is put a couple things to move as it rolled, like the holes, which they did anyway. So I'm like, it baffles me the why they coned it out like that. It's so weird, but I still love it. I still think it's a fantastic game. So it looks like Lock and Chase is going to be the next one, because we're at 42%. But get this, Beam Rider is at 30%. So now's the time. We got about 33 votes in. We got about another, I'd say, 5 minutes or so before I close the poll. But yeah, 42% on Lock and Chase. So it looks like that may be our next game, which I haven't played some Lock and Chase in a bit, so I wouldn't mind that. I have the on an Evercade. I got the arcade version of Lock and Chase, and that's fun. That is really fun. I always thought we did that one, but I guess maybe because I did a video on it a few months back or whatever. I kind of Lock and Chase, yeah.
It was one. It's probably been voted second or third more than anything now. Even more than Burger Time was for forever. I think Burger Time was 9 weeks in a row before it actually got picked.
Was it Lance or somebody was saying, I can't remember, said Beam Rider is the new Burger Time. It's always second. Like it's right now, it's at a big second. So now's the time. Get your alts accounts out and vote up Beam Rider if you want it, because it's either Beam Rider or Lock and Chase. Oh, here we go. Beam Rider just went up 34%.
Wow.
So it's going to be a head-to-head. We'll let it go right to 8 p.m., and I'm going to close it at 8 p.m. So we got 4 more minutes.
Pete, is that a EV edition of Pokemon Let's Go behind you? Next to the question block. Yes.
Yes, it is.
Very cool. Oh, and you got the Pokeball too.
I thought it was a box of Pop-Tarts, Pokemon edition. That's what it looked like.
I played that whole game with the Pokeball controller. Oh, that's nice.
Salvador says the first time ever I didn't vote for Lock and Chase and it's going to run away with it.
Well, I guess we know who the jinx is.
Big Block says, was there actually 6K and 8K versions of Lock and Chase, or was that just a rumor?
That is very true. They started off making a 4K and they couldn't do it. They Mike Winans, I think, was a programmer for it, asked to go to 6K, and after some deliberation, the management allowed him to go to 6K. So the typical version is 6K. Then they brought a couple people in. Oh, Julia Hokanisha? I should know her name. Julie. Anyway, they brought her in, and they made an 8K version as well. It does exist. But it was never, Keith Robinson always claimed it was on cart somewhere that was mixed in there, but nobody's ever found a version on a cart in the wild. There was some very few at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo or CN or what's the one in
they did box versions of those? Those were box versions?
Very, very few in-box versions of the 8K release.
That's awesome.
The design for the box can be found online. I've got the design for the box, so when I play on my Ultimate Flashback, you'll see I have the two versions there. I'll have the 6K version with the regular box, and I'll have the 8K version. It's got the 8K box. But the easiest way to tell if somebody's playing the 8K version instead of the 6K version is when they die, Lupin will collapse into his hat in the 8K version, and he just dies in the 6K version.
And it has also better turn controls on that as well, doesn't it?
That's not as easy to physically see.
Right.
It's easier to feel playing it, but it's not easier to see.
That is awesome. Okay, we got 2 more minutes for this poll. Where are we at now? 34 to 40%. So Lock and Chase at 40%, Beam Rider at 34. It looks like it's going to be Lock and Chase unless someone does an upset. We have 35 votes in. I say we get 5 more votes in. Pull out your alt accounts, call your friends, call grandpa, grandma, your little cousin down the street. You got to get them to vote. Get it up to about 40 votes. Because this is a nice clash here between Beam Rider and Lock and Chase. Oh my goodness. I remember buying Beam Rider. That was one of the ones I was in Huntington Beach, California, and I went up to the Radio Shack and that catalog they had, and I said, "Oh, you got Intellivision games?" And at the time, no one cared about Intellivision but me and probably Pete. And and I was like, "Oh man," I was like, "Man, that was so long ago. You guys still?" He was like, "Yeah, they have a warehouse full of them. Got boxes of especially all the newer games, all the Super Pro games, which we're not even going to go there." And I go, "Oh man, I'm going to buy Commando. I'm going to buy and I'm going to buy this Activision Beam Rider. Never had that." And I remember that was the first time I played it, and I fell in love with that game. I played the heck out of that game. So I can't wait. Really can't wait. That's my big push for Beam Rider. Just
great on. I had to look it up too. It's Julie Hoshisaki. Who
did that AK version.
The AK version, yeah. Great write up on that in on the Blue Sky Rangers history page under the Lock and Chase. It talks about Mike Winans and what he did and et cetera, et cetera. So it's interesting. And of course, if you want to know everything about it, the 125 from last December on the Lock and Chase is there, and it has a lot, of course, from which I don't know. We're gonna have to call him in for a special guest gameplay as well, considering we know the world record holder in Intellivision Lock.
Nice,
Mr. Chris.
That sounds good.
Yeah,
that sounds awesome. Anytime
I could talk him into doing a gameplay for us as well, entering the competition.
Oh, that would be epic, because I'd love to see all those icons going up the side of the screen.
I think Jeff was there. When I was talking to him about it, maybe he was on here last week. I'm not sure. I can't remember now. But he said I'd have to practice up. But he said he hadn't played the game in 20 years.
Oh, okay. Well, that'd be kind of cool to see how you could pick it up. But I'm sure he'd be way better than us.
He had his patterns, man. If you haven't watched the gameplay of that, it is on YouTube under the Big Doomer. Is the Big Doomer, okay. DUMER is his YouTube channel. And it's there. It's quite obviously it's a digit. He recorded it on videotape. I mean, that's how long ago it was, right? And he digitized it.
Dude,
so, wow.
I'm ending the poll because it's at 8:01. Beam Rider came in at the last second, 37%. Lock and Chase was shut down.
Or Lock and Chase.
And it got to 40 votes.
Yeah, and we got to 40. That is awesome. Good job, guys. So now we have a Beam Rider for this. So I guess probably Lock and Chase the following week. Oh, that's crazy.
That's nice. No, it's sports titles next week.
Oh yeah, we're sports titles. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're
Lock
right.
and Chase. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Never the bride. Oh my god, that's so funny. Son of a bitch. Savinor's like, you gotta be kidding me. Oh my god. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Like, I'm looking forward to Beam Rider, man. I'm gonna have to shake the rust off of that. That is definitely an upset, yes. Yeah, it is an upset. Boy, I didn't think that was gonna happen. That's why I like to do when they get so close. I like to talk up the chat and be like, well, Beam Rider's really good. Tell you a little story.
Lance, do you believe in miracles? You hear that?
Miracles.
You hear that audio of Al Michaels, so you can just play whenever one of these upsets comes.
Do you believe in miracles?
There it is.
Or magic or whatever. I'd already pulled out the Lock and Chase cartridge to practice. Well, I guess it'll be a couple more weeks before we get to that. Yeah, Beam Rider, man.
Time to put this one away.
I'm trying to remember. I don't even think I played this version. I bought this new years ago, but not this one. I sold that one a long time ago. But man, this is basically, if anyone doesn't know, this is almost like a flat Tempest. It's like Tempest on a flat world. Similar to ZAXXON. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, Beam Rider, man. I guess this is pretty much their answer to putting Tempest on on like different systems and making it look, not being able to do the 3D look and just making it flat instead. And thus Beam Rider was born, I think.
Yeah, I've played it a little bit. It's a lot of fun. I like it.
This might be the game, Jeff, that you played as much or more than either of the rest of us, either of the other ones of us. You think?
I don't know. I've only played Beam Rider for a little bit.
You got working anyway last week, right?
What's that?
You had to take it apart and get it working too, didn't you? Or just a good
No, that was Pitfall.
Okay.
I thought at first this one wouldn't work for you either, but you just got a good cleaning on it.
Yeah, I cleaned this one up. I didn't have to take it apart. Thank goodness.
Good.
Well, there it is. We're doing Beam Rider next week. So speaking of not that, what you got coming up on Go Game Go, which you should go subscribe to right now?
We are going back in time, or we're going to do another movie night. We haven't done one in a long time. It's been months.
Back in time, huh? You might want to use this.
Well, that good old sports almanac.
Oh, man, I can't lose.
It's been over
Okay,
6
good.
months, isn't it, Pete? Since we
Oh,
did a movie night?
for sure, yeah.
Maybe even longer. So that'd be fun. We're talking summer movies. So if you want to stop by and talk some summer movies, we'll be doing that Wednesday.
That's very cool. And then the Papa Pete channel, I heard he's the old guy gamer. You definitely want to subscribe to him right this instant. And what do you got coming up? Hopefully a 125, right?
I've got too damn much going on, frankly.
Yeah, you have a lot.
125. I'm going to be streaming tomorrow night at, I think it's going to be 8 o'clock Eastern time, regular time. I don't know. I don't really have a theme done up yet. So, I don't know what it will be. Maybe it'll be Activision games. Maybe I'll just do games from the Action Network. I don't know. I'll do something like that anyway. But in television games, and you never know when I'm going to throw some Atari games in there just for change of pace for a night or two. Still working on pickup videos. I've got about 5 recorded, and I really got to get working away on those. But right now, I have to focus on the Indie Homebrew Spotlight, which is I want to have out by this weekend. I mentioned earlier tonight. Its spotlight is going to be the Pandora incident, which is not yet released. It's going to be released in about a week to 2 weeks from Electro Night, available for sale from the Blue Sky Rangers or the Intellivision Collector. I'm going to do an unboxing of a physical copy. Right now, it's the only physical copy that exists. Well, he's probably made some more since he sent me this one. But it's going to be available. It's a really highly anticipated game.
Only one in the wild. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's a lot of anticipation of games to come as well. A lot of more announcements from Intellivision Collector, Intellivision, Television Revolution, and I got a few other feelers out to other guys. And then, of course, I'm going to be on with the guys Wednesday night for movie night. So
Very
it's going to be
cool.
great. And somewhere in there, we're going to play Beam Rider.
And that's what I got going on, Beam Rider. I actually am about to do another upload. A thunderstorm took down the computer, so I have to re-upload it. But I found an arcade game. I was just looking through my MAME emulator, and I found the weirdest arcade game, and it's called Naughty Boy. That's the name of it. It's the weirdest name. So I laughed for about a half hour about it, and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a video. And it's the weirdest old game from 1982 from Japan, and it was an arcade coin-op machine, and it is weird. You're a boy, and you're being a naughty boy because you're throwing – well, they show the cover. I'm throwing rocks, but it looks like you're throwing grenades at, like, ghosts and stuff through in a forest, but you have to get to a castle – take down all the flags and set it on fire. Like, so that's pretty naughty. So I thought it was a silly name, but it was actually, I ended up having a good time playing it. But that's what I have coming up next. And of course, Beam Rider. And if you'd like to see someone rage over Mr. Do, I have a new, I was so angry. I was probably filming for a little over 2 hours trying to get some good game footage of me and Mr. Do, which I did. But then I look back, I go, man, I was screaming. So I took all the best inserts of me cussing and screaming at the TV and put that in towards the end. So it's kind of funny.
I love that game, and I haven't played that in 30 years, I swear. Over 30 years.
The greatest sound, too. Like all that, just the really good music and that. And it's one of my favorite arcades, and I do have the arcade stand-up version. It's not the original cabinet, but I did custom do the artwork on the sides, and I made it all green and two-tone green stripes and the clown on the side and everything. So I'll have to show that off sometime. But yeah, I'll have to play that a little more often. But it gets to you. Well, especially when you play with a D-pad and you're normally used to playing with a joystick. And sometimes those turns, or you'll go down and he'll just go shoot the ball like at the wall, and then you get eaten, and it makes you scream a little bit. But with that being said, I guess we'll see you next week on Labor Day. So we should all have our vacation shirts on and our sunglasses and our coconut drinks, and we're just taking it easy that day. But we'll see you for Beam Rider, and I cannot wait to play that. It's been a very long time since I've played this, so I'm excited. So see you guys all, and don't forget to subscribe and like and all that good stuff. Take care.